let's clear this up right away. There isn't a drone ban in the United States. As Alex Ryan, president of Altus Aviation Consulting, explained in our recent webinar, Fact versus Fiction, the drone ban, and what FCC rules really mean for your operations, a ban would mean drones as a whole are prohibited.
The number one question that we've been receiving, is there currently a drone ban in the United States, or is that a misconception?
There's a multi-layered approach here and a multi-layered navigation that has to happen and some restrictions, but overall there's certainly not a drone ban in the United States.
So in other words, all drones in the US aren't banned, but we all know there have been some significant changes. In today's video, we'll try to break down the recent regulatory changes via our recent webinar with Alex Ryan, who also serves as the Director of Regulations and Policy at AgriSpray Drones, and Drone Nerd CEO Jeremy Schneiderman. So first off, what actually changed? This stems from the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA. It required a national security audit of some drone companies like DJI and Autel. According to the fiscal year 2025 NDAA, signed on December 23, 2024, that audit was supposed to be completed by a national security agency not later than 1 year after the date of the enactment of this act, which was December 23rd of last year. Because no agency performed the audit, those companies were automatically added to the Federal Communication Commission's covered list. That covered list is composed of communications equipment and services that are deemed to pose an unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the security and safety of United States persons. But what really surprised the industry was what happened next. The FCC expanded that action to include all foreign-made drones and components on the covered list, not just those companies. That caught a lot of people off guard. Clarification didn't come until January 7, 2026, when the FCC exempted certain drones and critical components that did not pose national security risks and contained domestic end products under the Buy American standard, according to the US Department of Defense. Now here's where it's important to understand the difference between the FCC, who we've been discussing, and the Federal Aviation Administration. So the FAA regulates airspace safety, like where and how you can fly. The FCC regulates anything that communicates or emits a signal, like the radio systems inside drones. Now the big question: do these FCC changes affect drones already purchased and in operation? If your drone already has FCC certification, you can continue flying it.
This is probably the biggest question that I get is, I have a drone, I bought the drone legally, I have it, I use it every day. Is it illegal for me to fly now? Am I non-compliant? The answer is no. If you bought that drone legally and it was already on the FCC approved list, you're completely legal to fly, operate, and that sort of thing.
Parts, service, and firmware are available through at least January 2027. That being said, the FCC gave itself the authority to retroactively revoke certifications, but that authority wasn't created specifically for drones.
In the conversations that I've had in Washington, it has not been indicated that that is a goal at all, to retroactively revoke those FCC licenses. They wanted to give themselves the option to do so.
It applies broadly to communication devices like phones, TVs, and more. As of today, if a model already has FCC approval, it can continue to be bought and sold. For example, a DJI Matrice 4 can still be sold, but a future model like a hypothetical DJI Mavic 5 would not receive new FCC certification under current rules.
And any of the models that have FCC approval today can continue to be bought and sold in the future. It would be if that manufacturer wants to get a future FCC certification, they would either have to go through this waiver process or they wouldn't be able to get it.
So what's the important takeaway? Now is not the time to panic. If it's legally available today, you can use it. This isn't a shutdown of the industry, but it is a regulatory shift. With all these changes, you might be wondering what you should be doing now. You can join a number of drone advocacy groups, talk to your local representatives, and more. We'll dive deeper into that in our next video, going over who is actually impacted and what drone operators should be doing now. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.